I've got a dirty secret. One that any self-respecting tech reviewer should be ashamed of, but I'm going to share it with you. Even though I bought the last two iPhone Pro Max models, the 13 and 14, I'm still using the 12 Pro Max, and I've been using the 12 Pro Max as my main iPhone for almost 2.5 years, like 800 something days. Why would I do such a thing? Mostly because it's paid for. And honestly, when I compare the iPhones of the last 2 years to this one, really can't tell any difference. I can almost feel you out there squirming in your seat, fumbling for the comments section, hands shaking in indignation. What about cinematic mode? What about 120 hertz ProMotion display? What about 48 megapixel cameras, macro mode? What about the dynamic island? The always on display? The truth is, the only thing I really wish I had was the green color of the iPhone 13 Pro Max from last year. That green is sexy. I would enjoy it, and it would impact my day-to-day enjoyment of the phone a lot more than any of the features the iPhone 12 Pro Max doesn't have. I still don't care about 120 hertz refresh rates or ProMotion, whatever it is, at least not enough to like spend another $1,300 or so on it. Now, maybe it's old eyeballs that I've been wearing glasses since the 3rd grade. My eyesight is terrible. I never sit on the couch looking up the name of an actor and what else they've been in when I'm watching something on, HBO Max and say, damn, look how smooth that scroll is, baby. In fact, now that I think about it, doing that, saying, damn, look at that smooth scrolling, it's a little weird. I use my camera like most people do. I open the camera app, I point the lens at stuff, I take pictures. The pictures I take look pretty good. There are pics I took with my iPhone 4S that look really good to me still. A picture isn't about the specs of the camera that's used to take the picture. It's about what the camera captures. 5 years from now, I won't be sitting around looking at pictures and thinking, man, this pic of my grandson would look really awesome if only I had used that 48 megapixel camera instead of the 12 megapixel I had on that damn iPhone 12 Pro Max. But what about battery life, you might be asking? Well, my battery still has 93% of its original capacity. It gets me through a day with plenty of juice to spare. I don't think there's ever been a day in the last 800-ish days where I ran out of battery. Of course, I use my phone differently than other people do. I don't play mobile games. I do watch a lot of YouTube and stuff like that. I do use it for work-related stuff. Over the last 10 days, I'm averaging 4.2 hours of screen on time per day, which honestly, between all the screens that I have, 4.2 hours of looking at this screen is more than I should be looking at it. The iPhone 12 Pro Max runs the same version of iOS that the 14 Pro Max runs. Yes, I know, the dynamic island and the never off, always on display are exclusive to that phone, but I'm getting along without them just fine. In fact, the dynamic island kind of bothered me when I was reviewing the 14 Pro Max. Maybe it was because there was a space above the island. I can't see the notch. It's in the dark mode here. I guess my eyes have gotten used to it if I do see it, or maybe it wasn't that big a deal in the first place. Now, I'm not trying to call out the folks who upgrade every year. I've been one of them for a long time, but over the past couple of years, I've started to look at my behavior, and more often I think, do I really need to spend this money on this new phone? I mean, it's fancy, and I got the FOMO and all that kind of stuff, and Tim Cook, man, he would make me want to eat a rotten banana if it had an Apple logo on it. For the past few years, the answer has been at first a timid no, but as time has gone on, that no has grown stronger. And the more I push back against the idea, the more I realize that the reason I always wanted the new thing was because Apple is really good at making all of us want the thing. Every year they come out with the best iPhone ever. And man, I want it so bad, but the dopamine hit that you get from the unboxing and stuff, maybe it's because there aren't as many things in the box, I don't know. That has worn off and become less and less of a thing over the years. Recently, I get the new iPhones and I think it's an iPhone. I know it doesn't feel like we're really spending money from one year to the next when we trade in things and we monthly payment this and that and the other thing, and it's all part of a bigger mobile phone bill, and so it doesn't really feel like you're spending money. But each iPhone, I guarantee you, each iPhone I buy really does end up costing however much it costs. In fact, over the last few years, I've bought all my iPhones outright, and when I do the math, 3 iPhones times $11.99 or $12.99 or whatever it is something like $2,600 more than the one iPhone I bought in the same time frame. It's up to you how much this stuff matters to you. Whatever you decide is fine. I realized that for me, I was spending money that wasn't really improving my experience enough to warrant spending the money. So I keep using my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I keep being satisfied with it over and above what else I could get. Of course, I review the phones every year. I go out and I buy them. But as I've done in the last couple of years, I'm more inclined to sell them to somebody else as soon as I'm done with the review and put the money back into, my business here on the channel, or get something else to review, or improve the tools that I have, take my family out for a nice dinner, whatever. Do you need the latest iPhone every year, or could you be satisfied with the one you have right now for another year? Let's have this discussion down in the comments below, and if you've enjoyed this video, you could maybe subscribe to the channel, because there will be more. There's always more. More is my middle name. To conclude, my first name is Jason, and this is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest it hurts. Until the next time, I am out.